hey. So, I don't really know what to say. I've tried to make this video and I just keep rambling and talking, and I don't know. This was just pretty much something for me, I guess. So, I've been going through this 21-day reading plan. Reading through the New Testament in 21 days. A lot of people are like, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's a lot, but that's crazy. And I'm just like, but it works for me. Like, I cannot focus long enough to sit down and read a chapter a day. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Like, so I need to read until like I fully like get it. So like sitting down and saying, hey, I'm reading 10 chapters today is really helping me. Sitting down and say, hey, I'm reading 9, I'm reading 8, I'm reading 7, I'm reading 10, 11 chapters a day is really helping me. And then after I finish the book, I go into my the Bible study notebook that was written by Zach Wendell, and I just answer the questions, and it's really helped me dig deeper. Well, I just finished all 4 Gospels, and like I was like on top of, reading and having like my own personal time with Jesus and God. I've also been listening to sermons and podcasts and just trying to get my head around some things and healing, which is happening. Like, all my walls are being broken down, which is absolutely crazy and scary for me, because like I keep those walls up at all times and I don't let people in. And now it's like God is like just taking a sledgehammer and he's like, nope, not anymore. Like, we're gonna, I know your heart is scarred, I know it's wounded, but we're gonna heal it and we're gonna make it better. So there's that part. And then not only am I having all these walls torn down, but I am also realizing things. Realizing that I'm not taking life as serious as I need to be taking it. Like losing weight and getting healthy. Like, my life is not my life to live anymore. Like, when I gave my life to Christ on February 14th, 2015, my life was no longer mine, but I was trying to make it mine still, with only giving a portion to God. And over like this last week realizing I can't do that. Like, my whole life and my whole heart and my whole being has to belong to God. And I've not been taking that serious. I've not been taking my relationship with God serious. I've not been taking Weight Watchers serious. Like, I've not been taking life serious. And that scares me. Because when you don't take life serious, you can easily slip back into like these old habits. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to slip back into these old habits that, first of all, I was in addiction for several years, not like 10 or 20, but a few years. And I don't want to go back. I want to be done with it. Like, I love the direction that my life is moving. Like, so much that I'm honestly praying about moving to the state that the church that I watch the most is. And it's scary. Like, in the next year and a half, I might be in another state. That's terrifying. But at the same time, I'm also being reminded daily, is saying, Lord, if this is your will, let it be done. If this is what you have for my life, Lord, let it be done, and guide and direct my steps and teach me your ways. along through this process. And like the things that I feel like God is calling me to do and wanting me to start doing, I'm not at a place right now with my health, you know, to be telling other people like, you need to have more courage, like you need to have more faith, when I can't even trust God and the small things of my own life. And that's something that I don't admit very often, because it's just very hard for me to admit these things. Like, I'm gonna be totally honest and vulnerable this whole video, is it is very hard for me to trust. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is absolutely crazy, because I have a hard time trusting, and I have a hard time just being sometimes. And in the Psalms, it literally says, be still and know that I am God. And it's like, how can I do that? Like this is scary. And this week, this is all this week has been teaching me, is how to be still. Is how to say, Lord, let your will be done, regardless of if I'm moving to another state where I don't know anybody, regardless of if I'm leaving my family and friends behind. Just really saying, let your will be done, regardless. But I know that God is in control. And today, on April 13th, 2020, I'm going to take my life more serious. I'm going to stop being afraid and just let God take full control of this life I have. Because it's no longer mine to live, but Christ who is in me. So that's it for this video. I don't really know if that made sense. Probably this is just something I can look back on in a few years and be like, wow, like I was really in this bad place. But that's it. So